There's a little bit of a delay, but let's go ahead and jump into the 3 secrets. What do you say, Amber? All right, let's do it. Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today in this free seminar where I'm going to share with you my top 3 Blender secrets for 3D printing. For those of you that don't know, I'm Jason Wall, aka J Wall from Print That Thing. You'll probably know me from my cat armor design or the 3D printed hat or the Harry Einstein remix. But in the last year, we've streamlined Print That Thing to focus more on helping people like you learn 3D print design. Over the years, the 3D printing industry has experienced consistent growth, and there have been innovations in everything from footwear and fashion design to construction, automotive, aerospace, and even the medical field. In 2019, the global additive manufacturing market grew to over $10.4 billion for the first time in 40 years. And according to 3D Native, the 3D print market is set to double every 3 years with an annual growth rate of 27%. So with the hardware becoming more and more affordable every day, now is the time to start really looking at the area of the industry that brings the innovation. And I truly believe that's the 3D design part of the process. The 3D printer is just a tool. Your ideas are the innovation. And the more innovation we have in our designs, the faster the 3D printing industry will grow, expand, and change lives. The thing that has to happen first, though, is that you have to learn the basics of 3D print design. And so this seminar is going to be jam-packed with cool tips and tricks that will surprise people who've used Blender for a while, newbies in the 3D print design space, as well as the biggest Blender for 3D printing skeptics. Now, before we get started, I want you to keep in mind this is not training. This is an introductory seminar to get you acquainted and more aware of what's possible with Blender in your 3D print workflow. Because at the end of the day, as 3D print designers, we all want the same things. Designs that stand out and designs that work, right? So don't you want to use all the design tools we have at our disposal to make amazing stuff? You betcha. Now, I don't want to waste your time, so this seminar is going to be really quick and to the point with our secrets. It's also going to have some promotional offers at the end for some of our course and service offerings. The next video you'll watch will be with Amber, my co-captain. She's going to quickly get you introduced to our learning platform so that you know where and what to click in order to engage with us throughout this seminar module. Then we're going to dive in fast and hit you with secret number 3, which will introduce a Blender secret that keeps your designing workflow flexible and allows making complex design changes super fast, whether that's for yourself or for your future clients. With secret number 2, I'm going to show you amazing built-in tools available inside of Blender that are going to save you a ton of time so that you're more efficient when building complex design or fixing designs that may not be quite 3D print ready. And in secret number 1, I'm going to share with you something I personally created for my students that helps Blender become even more 3D print friendly. It's a tool that I'm also going to give to you today for 100% free, so be sure to get to the end for that. Once you get through all of our secrets, I'm going to hand it off again to my co-captain Amber, and she's going to show off some of our educational course offerings and how you can start implementing these secrets in your own workflow starting as early as today. And when you get to the end of this seminar, not only are you going to know my top 3 Blender secrets for 3D print design, you're also going to get some amazing free downloads and designs that will help you in your own 3D print journey. Again, like I said, this is not training, so don't feel like you have to follow along. Just sit back, take some notes if you want to, and enjoy the ride. Also, as a new Print That Thing member, you'll have 48 hours to get through this free seminar material before it disappears from your dashboard.
Hey everyone, I'm Amber. I help do a lot of the backend stuff for Print That Thing, and in this module, I want to get you acquainted with our learning platform so that your seminar experience is easy, fun, and engaging. The first thing I want you to do is to expand your view screen with the expand button in your top right corner over here. This is going to get you a distraction-free seminar experience. Now, if you have any questions throughout the seminar, feel free to hit the discussion button and we'll be able to get back to you ASAP. This is also a great place to see if your question has already been asked by other students and answered by us. So this platform has grown so much since we started building it last year, and Jason has done an incredible job building out the Print That Thing courses. He's really been a leader in our community here in Nashville, Tennessee, teaching elementary and middle school students 3D print design, as well as helping organize the first 3D printed art shows back in 2014 and 2015. He has created 3D print designs for clients all over the world, taught over 10,000 students online, and grown our social media to over 40,000 followers with over 2 million total views. And as he mentioned before, he's also known as the guy who made 3D printed cat armor. We're so excited that you've joined us for this seminar. It's going to be a blast, so I'll stop talking and let you get to it.
It's time to dive into Secret 3, where I'm going to show you the way I use Blender to keep all of my designs super flexible and quick to update. Now, imagine you have a client who can't make up their mind about the style of a design. Have you ever worked with people like that who don't know what they want? Probably yes, if you've ever worked with clients. And if you worked with clients, you're probably aware by now that most people don't know what they want until they see it, right? Well, this is where I pull out my secret weapon, the modifiers. So I'm going to show you how I take one design and make a bunch of different variations of it. So let's just take this first one here, this red one, and I'm going to just add a subdivision surface. So we'll just click on modifier, go subdivision surface, boom, looky there. Now we've got a smooth little monkey here. I can crank it up, make it smoother. I can turn it off. See, look at that, off and on, instant smoothation. That's what you want, super easy. But notice the bottom's a little weird and not flat. So I can just reorder the modifiers because they're super flexible. And now we've got a nice flat bottom, and that's easy for 3D printing. Now let's move on to the next one, and I'm going to add a decimate. And decimate is essentially just like low poly. It's just lowering the poly count. So look, in real time, I can kind of eyeball, how abstract do I want this design to be? Do I want to keep it super low poly, or do I want to be able to tell it's a monkey? Just slide that bad boy around, and there you go, on and off. Instant low poly, super easy. You can do that to any model that you find online or anything you create. Next, let's go over to this blue monkey and let's remesh it. So to do that, we're kind of going to make it like 8-bit. So I'm just going to use this remesh and change it from this to blocks. And that's just going to give it kind of a blocky look. And you can just crank it up and look at there. Now it's like got this really cool texture, and it only took like a few seconds. So that looks pretty awesome. You can again toggle it on and off to see the difference. There's before, there's after. And it looks like we did a whole bunch of work, but we didn't. We just added a modifier. So that's pretty simple. All right, now let's move on to this yellow monkey back here. And for this one, we're going to turn it into wireframe. So I'm just going to add another flexible modifier, and we'll use wireframe right here. And there you go. So right off the bat, it doesn't look that good, but what we can do is just type it in exactly the thickness we want. So maybe we want maybe something like 2.5 millimeters. So I just type in 2.5. And there we go. It does have some weird spikes, so we'll just uncheck this box. And there we go. It's perfect. It's ready for 3D print. And this is how I made my wireframe hat and my tring rings. And it's super easy. And it looks like you did a lot of, hours and hours of work, but it only took a few seconds. And now let's move on to this monkey. And we're going to do kind of some compound. So I'm going to add the wireframe just like before. But then I'm going to add the subdivision surface, just like we did the first one we did. And watch what happens here. We get this really cool Voronoi look, which looks like many things you've probably seen 3D printed. It just gives it this like organic kind of 3D futuristic feel. So that's Voronoi, and it's literally just a couple modifiers, and that's it. I really like the Voronoi style, so I use that a lot. And next, let's grab the last monkey, and I'm going to show you one that I use a lot. We're going to actually turn this into a mask. So to do that, I'm going to apply this little Boolean operation here, and then go into edit mode, and then just delete the bottom of it and just say delete. And now we've kind of got it like an open shell. So this isn't 3D printable, but with a modifier, it will magically become 3D printable. So I'm going to use solidify, and that's just going to solidify this shell here, these edges, and make it 3D printable. So now it's kind of like a mask. So if I 3D printed this really huge, I could like wear it for Halloween or something. Or, you can get really creative with the solidify modifier. It does a lot of things. And there we go. And I'll kind of switch so you can see what we're looking at here, but essentially it just hollows it out. So that's a really easy, quick way to do that. And look, we've made 6 designs within a few minutes, all from one single design. So this is very, very helpful in just making super flexible, quick variations or just generating new ideas. And you can compound these modifiers all on top of themselves to get really cool effects. So yeah, it's all done from this one monkey here. And that's it for secret number 3. Did those modifiers get you thinking of some cool design ideas? I mean, in a few minutes, you just saw me make 6 variations that I can send to a client as options for them to pick from. It's a super powerful and flexible secret that's going to save you so much time. And here we are, friends, at secret number 2, where we are going to go over the secret I have in my tool belt that will help you when designing. Would you be interested in a quick and easy way to fix 3D print designs, or get informed about the exact issues within your design? Yeah. Would you be interested in a way to magically join or subtract 3D objects together and be able to adjust them in real time? And that, my friends, is something that can be done with just a few awesome Blender add-ons. Blender add-ons are powerful extensions made by Blender and the Blender community that you can turn on to make the software more robust and really help you with your workflows depending on what you're trying to do. Now, Blender comes with a bunch of add-ons that you can opt in and use straight from inside the software, but the ones that I use all the time here at Print That Thing are the 3D Print Toolbox and the Bool tool. Let me show you some things. The 3D Print Toolbox will let you know the volume, so it'll give you the cubic centimeters, it'll give you the area of your model here, whatever you have selected. You can do solid, which checks if it's manifold or watertight, so that means, if it's 3D printable. So I can go to edit mode, click, is this solid? And it'll say there's some holes right here. So I can say, oh, okay, the eyes are highlighted. I can also look for intersections. Blender will tell me if there's any geometry that's like mashing into each other. So lots of issues around the eyes here. So thank you, 3D Print Toolbox, for helping me out. And then we can do degenerate, which there's none here. We can do distorted. So if we select that, the toolbox will tell us which ones are distorted. So all those that are lit up, it's kind of hard to see, but the ones around the nose and kind of around the ears, all those are getting stretched way too far. So Blender's just kind of letting us know that. We can also look for the thickness, which is saying the eyeball here is a little too thin, or it's not thick enough. We could also do if there's some sharp edges, or what's really cool is the overhangs. So that's where you would need support material all up underneath Suzanne here. It would just be kind of hovering, so that's pretty cool. But you can also use the 3D Print Toolbox for cleanup or export it. So let's make this 3D printable. I'm going to start by just selecting the eye here and this eye, and then popping them out with the selection and renaming the eyes. And let's just work on the Suzanne. So I'm going to turn the eyes off, and looky there's big holes in Suzanne's head. We can use the 3D Print Toolbox to help find it. Let me just do non-manifold, and it's highlighting those. And what's cool is you can just hit make manifold, and boom, there it goes. It's fixed. Now it's 3D printable. So that's with the 3D Print Toolbox. Now if I hit check all, notice it's zeroed out there, but our non-flat faces is still 22. So there's our 22 faces that are messed up. But what's cool is I can use the 3D Print Toolbox to fix those as well. So watch, if I just click this cleanup distorted, bloop, all those have been triangulated. And now if I check all, that's zeroed out too. That's what you want. You want zeros for everything. And then we still have our overhanging faces, but I'm going to show you how to fix that after our eyes here. So let's just go back to object mode, turn our eyes back on, maybe turn Suzanne off, and let's inspect our eyes. So we're going to use the 3D Print Toolbox to inspect the eyes. So if we do check all, non-manifold, there it is. It's saying these outer rings right here are just big holes. So what we're going to do is just select them and say make manifold. Boom, fixed. Thank you, 3D Print Toolbox. And now if we check all, it's zeroed out, which is good, but we still have 2 thin faces. So if we click on that, it'll just tell me exactly what the issue is. It's these 2 polygons that are too thin. So I'm just going to kind of make it less steep. So to do that, I'm just going to grab the top little area here. So just grab that little line right there, and I'm just going to grab it and bring it down just a little bit, hit check all, and there we go. Everything's zeroed out. And we don't have to worry about our overhanging faces because these are just eyes. So let's turn on that. But there's still technically 2 separate objects. So that's when the Bool tool comes into play. So now let's go to the Bool tool here, and we're going to do a brush Boolean union. So click on the eyes, click right there, click on the eyes, click on the head, and then union. Boom, just like that. We've magically created this to be a solid object. But what's cool is that they're still flexible. Like if it applied and made the eyes combined with the head, but if I go into my modifiers here, you can see that it just added a Boolean union for the eyes, but it didn't apply it. So I can always go back and change that on the fly anytime I want. And that's what I mean by keeping you flexible. Now let's make this where we don't need supports. So I'm just going to turn the Suzanne sideways, add a big cube, and then just bring it on down. And we're going to use the other part of the bool tool, which is the subtraction or the difference. So I'm just going to click on the big white cube here that we just added, and then shift click on the head and then do a difference. Boom, just like that. So you can see that the cube turned into a wireframe, and the benefit of this is I can just grab it and cut it up in real time and see, exactly where I want to slice it. So that's pretty awesome. And I use that all the time. And notice we've got 2 modifiers. We can export this out. Just tell the 3D print toolbox where we want it to go. I'll just do the desktop, and then we'll just hit export. And there we go. That's all we have to do to make to fix an object or to make it print without supports. And now I'm going to bring it into Prusa Slicer. And there's our monkey ready to be 3D printed. Let's slice it up. So looky there. Within a few minutes, we fixed a file, added objects together, subtracted objects to flatten it out, and it is going to be a perfect 3D print. So that's pretty awesome. And I could go on and on and on and on about add-ons, but for the sake of time in this seminar, I'm going to stop here because the bool tool and the 3D print toolbox are the ones I use the most. Now, we've covered secret number 3, the use of flexible modifiers. Secret number 2, the power of add-ons like the bool tool and 3D print toolbox. Are you ready to learn about my number 1 Blender secret for 3D print design? First off, thank you so much for sticking around in this seminar today. We have finally reached secret number 1, which I promised you would change your mind about Blender not being built for 3D printing. Now, secret number 1 involves a little bit of a personal hack that I made for myself and students that I'm very excited to share with you in this seminar. And that is our Blender hack for 3D printing starter file. You're going to get this starter file for free today at the end, so let me show you how it works. Now imagine you've designed something that requires specific measurements, like to the nth degree, and you put in all this work, but then you go to print it and it's too big for your 3D print bed. I've done this many times. So this print file is actually going to show you visually your build dimensions of your 3D printer so you can always have a reference while you're designing things. So when you first open up Blender, it'll look just like this. You'll have a big cube in the middle, and the dimensions are actually set for meters. So if I have the cube selected, notice it's 2 meters, which is 2,000 millimeters. We could switch it, but instead just open up the file we gave you. Just do File, Open, find the file, click Open, and there you go. Now you're set up. It's all in millimeters. You've got your little monkey here, and notice right here to the side, it's all in millimeters. And there you go. So that's about 15 steps done for you. Also, we have some tabs over here, but I want you to take note of this 3D print volume. And you get to it by twiddling down 3D printer, and then just double click on this and then type in your printer name. So I'm using the CR10, and you can add volume to the end if it helps. And then just go to your information tab right here under item. And if you can't see it, you can just hit N on your keyboard. And then just type in the dimensions of your build volume. So if you have a small printer, you can do 100, 100 by 100, and that'll get you, it'll let you know how big you have to design. But luckily I have a CR10, so I'm just going to undo that and keep it pretty huge. Imagine you have a client who wants to see a product shot, or you just want a cool shot of your design for social media before it's 3D printed. Well, this hack file can help you with that too. So I've brought in this new design I'm working on. It's called Benchy in a Bottle. And the Benchy is courtesy of Creative Tools. So thanks, Creative Tools. But essentially, I just wanted to make a benchmark to go around the benchmark Benchy. But let's take a photo of this. So we're going to go over to Studio and then twiddle it down. And we've got our lights. I've got you a camera set up. And we've got this cool background. So all we got to do is turn the background on. And looky there. We've got a nice studio background that we can take photos of. So we'll just zoom in, and then all you have to do to get a camera view is just hit 0 on your numpad, and now we're inside of our camera looking at the thing. I've already set it all up for you. All you have to do to take a picture is just do render and render image. That's it. And now you have an image that you can send to a client. Just go ahead and do save as and name it anything you want. I'm just going to call it Benchy Photo, and there we go. But it gets way cooler than this. Now let's say we wanted to take a 360 product shot and send it to a client or just post it on our socials. This is how you do it. We'll just click on the Benchy and then take our 360 controller, just grab the object, hold shift, and drop it onto the 360 controller. Now when we hit play, bada bing, bada boom. Now we've got an instant 360 product shot. But it gets cooler than this. Say we wanted to change the colors. So we can go to our colors tab and then just click on the colors and just update these colors in real time so we can kind of previs, what color we want to print this, what color we want to, we can even change the boat. We can do, blue. Maybe we want to change the color of the cork. We can do maybe a green or a blue. Who knows? It's totally up to you. But this just gets the ideas flowing. And, maybe we want to change the background color. So I can just click on the background, add a color for that. And maybe we'll do like a light blue, kind of like they're out to sea. Or, that looks pretty good, I guess. But really it's just getting the ideas flowing, get your mind creativity juices going. But I really like this white bottle here. Maybe make the cork a little more yellow, maybe a little like a darker yellow. That looks pretty cool. And maybe for the background, let's change the background. Maybe it's not so just dark blue on blue. Let's do like blue on yellow. Yeah, that looks pretty crazy, pretty wild. So I'm digging that. Not only that, you can mess with the lights. So you can go to your lights and you can turn off lights. You can get side lighting or, really anything you want to do. Or you can increase the brightness, but everything's already set up for you. And so really all you have to do is just play around and click things until you like it. And then, once you're kind of ready for that, you can go to your tab here and just click movie and then go to render animation, and Blender will do the rest for you. And it will just render out every single frame. And there you go. Then you can send that movie over to a client or, post it online or do anything you want with it. But it looks pretty awesome if you ask me. The best part about our number one secret is that you're going to get this hack file and this 3D printed Benchy in a bottle at the end of the seminar. Next up, Amber's going to tell you how to maximize a seminar so you can get started using these 3 secrets today.
Hey there, it's Amber. Thank you again for sticking with the seminar today. As Jason mentioned at the end of the previous video, in this module, I'm going to talk a little bit about the industry and go over some of the products we offer that can help you get started with these 3 secrets ASAP. So we've been teaching 3D design online for almost 2 years now, and a common question we always get asked is, why should I learn to design if I can get free files from the internet? I totally agree if you're a hobbyist with no ideas of your own, but chances are you have a 3D printer for a creative purpose, possibly even an entrepreneurial purpose. With the worldwide dumpster fire that is 2020, chances are you've thought about how you can grow your skills in 3D printing and actually make money. A lot of people's first thought is to offer their printer as a robotic moneymaker. A client sends a file, you print it, they pay you. Life is sweet, right? But how many of those clients actually exist? And how do you even start to find those people? And more importantly, how do they find you? Honestly, we don't know. And it seems the industry isn't too sure either. So we put our cards on the one thing that 3D printing needs before the printing even begins: the design. Being able to design for 3D printing is a skill that we were shocked to find a lot of 3D print hobbyists in our circles did not do. When asked why, they complained that it was too complicated, too time-consuming, and too daunting to even think about. Or they've started and stopped and never made much progress. I mean, seriously, if you're a 3D print enthusiast, you're already invested in a complicated, time-consuming, and daunting process. Why limit yourself to half the experience? 3D designing is the reason 3D printers exist. Without the designs, they're just nice plastic melters. Everything in the news about 3D printing is not about the machines it was printed on or the material used. The thing that catches mainstream attention is the design, whether it's a life-size Benchy that floats, or 3D printed cat armor, a house, a bridge, a heart, or prosthetics. The design is what stands out, and everyone has the ability to learn this skill. Will it take a little bit of your time? Yeah, like everything, you're going to have to invest a little bit of time to download the information into your brain computer. The days of printing other people's intellectual property and stealing design ideas from major franchises will end soon. The thing that's holding the industry back is the blurry lines of intellectual property and patents. How can you make money if you don't own your own designs? There's already been confrontation with manufacturing and copyright holders. I mean, look at Disney, who had Thingiverse remove all Star Wars designs. Look at World of Tanks, who sent everyone with the World of Tank tag a cease and desist letter. Pokemon International stopped the creation and sale of Shapeways printed Bulbasaur planters. Square Enix stopped the 3D printing of Final Fantasy figurines. And the list is going to get bigger as the 3D printing industry grows. So, what does that mean for you? It means if you design, you have more power in the market. You have the ability to design original concepts that can generate hard, cold cash. So, a basic market audit on Etsy of 3D printed products looks a little something like this. 3 Dandelion Wishes has a Dickosaurus gag gift that sells at its smallest size for $8.95 with an estimated sale of 4,384 units. That's over $39,000 in revenue. Spin Caddy's Peloton shoe hook sells for $12 a hook. With 4,704 units sold, that's over $56,000 in sales. Wow London's personalized keyrings sell for $3.86, with a projected 15,257 sales. That comes out to over $58,000 in revenue. Creative Print on Demand's 3D printed personalized moons, which everyone probably saw during the holidays, sells at their smallest size for $34.95, with 2,385 units sold. That comes out to over $83,000. Folks, that's an estimate of over $200,000 in revenue for just 4 products. And we were only doing the math under the impression that they sold their cheapest offer. Can you imagine generating that kind of cash off of a single concept, off of a single design? Now, what if all 4 were your designs? The possibilities are vast and the opportunity is waiting for you to get in on it. But first, you have to learn 3D print design. So I have some good news, is that Print That Thing actually offers the solution, because we know that learning takes time. We offer coursework that is bite-sized, to the point, comprehensive, and designed so that you can learn quickly and retain the information. We offer 3 ways for you to start learning and implementing the 3 design secrets you have seen in this seminar. We sell all of our courses a la carte so that you get complete buying power over what you learn, how much you spend, and at what pace you learn it at. For those who want to really join and grow with the community, we offer an all-access membership that unlocks all of our current and future courses for an affordable monthly subscription that you can cancel anytime. And then, for those who want to rapidly learn this stuff in as little time as possible, we offer 4-week workshops a few times out of the year to get you up to speed quickly and with an interactive accountability system built in. We have students just like you who have taken our coursework with no prior 3D experience, and they're building and expanding their online brands, building products, taking clients, and really witnessing how skills in 3D print design have changed the way they think, create, and use their printers. You don't have to buy into the idea that 3D print design is this complicated thing that only engineering students and artists can do. You also don't have to buy into the lie that learning 3D print design is complicated, time-consuming, and expensive. You don't have to dedicate 4 years of your life, take out student loans, or invest much more than you're willing to in order to begin learning this new skill. Truth is, you can learn this with comprehensive material from Print That Thing. The only thing that's really holding you back is you. You have ideas that can be products and that can sell. You just have to take the time to develop them. Our online courses are built for rapid growth. With our compound learning material, each course you take gets you comfortable with the tools and theory necessary to rapid prototyping and designing for 3D printing. Using Blender, we get you comfortable fast, and because the software is open source, your investment in using a powerful new tool is free. There is no buying a $2,000 software up front or paying for licenses before you even know if you like working with it. Here are a few of our student testimonials that will help you understand the transformation that is truly possible when you learn with Print That Thing.
Enjoyed the community of it, where we're meeting every Sunday and showing our work so far, and you build off of other people's ideas and you see like how they took the lesson to a next level, and that was really invigorating, is talking the same language with other people, other modelers, and you know, just I don't know, it was fun.
So I took your course, and it just I think that coupled with the new Blender update just made it all click. I mean, there was some 3-minute videos, there's some 15-ish minute videos, but they're all broken up into pretty short videos that are very to the point. And so you feel like you're progressing pretty quickly because it's just going video after video. It's just Blender's my favorite thing right now because it's.
So I'll just say, Jay Wall, I've always appreciated your stuff. You've made 3D printing super exciting, and you're always enthusiastic and optimistic, and I love that. I think in 9th grade, that's when I found out that product design was even a thing. I didn't even consider the fact that every object in the world has to be designed by someone. That plus 3D printing, then you can literally make just about anything. I mean, you said it yourself, you can be anything. We're creating the jobs of the future. Blender's so fun, so thank you so much for finally letting me get into it. It was one of my New Year's resolutions.
Alrighty, so up next we have Jason, who'll be going over some of our seminar-specific offers. Because you've made it this far, we want to offer you some awesome opportunities to really dip your toes into 3D print design. Remember, this seminar is only available on your member dashboard for 48 hours from the time that you sign up.
Congratulations, you made it farther than most people who join us on the seminar. That means you really understand the potential and value of learning new skills that can really change your life. And we want to give you a great deal on getting started. For those of you who don't know, Print That Thing is an educational platform that focuses on transforming people into confident 3D print designers in a rapid time frame. We have courses that compound on one another and offer subscription options for extended educational material. Today, I want to talk to you about our 4-week workshops because we're currently filling enrollment for the upcoming month, and I want to make sure you get a chance to really dive into learning and using the top 3 secrets we went over in the seminar as quickly as possible. We only offer workshops a couple months out of the year, but of all of our course offerings, this is the one that gets the best transformation for you. Inside our 4-week workshops, we provide an online learning environment of like-minded creatives working with me directly to learn our Beginner 100 through Beginner 104 series material within 4 weeks' time. So by the end of it, you will have created 10 3D printable objects on your own, no matter your skill level. When you complete the 4-week workshop, you will have fast-tracked your journey to be able to create anything. Every week, our workshop attendees are given assignments and video material in a specific order to maximize learning at its most efficient level. And the best part is every Sunday we hold live meetups with myself and other workshop students where we discuss learning curves, go over everybody's assignments, and critique student works for community accountability and learning. With our workshops, we're not going to ask you to dedicate a ridiculous amount of time each week because we truly believe that learning software shouldn't take 4 years of your life. When you sign up for our 4-week beginner workshop, you're really only dedicating 3 hours of learning time a week. That's less time than most people spend on a Netflix binge, and if you do the math, less than 1 hour a day to gain the skill that will open so many doors for you. Ultimately, our 4-week workshop is built on compounding curriculum that will guarantee that each course and assignment you get through, you are learning something new and practicing previously learned skills. This makes learning easy and to the point. Not to mention, this is a skill that most people take months to learn on their own. Sure, you can totally learn Blender basics on YouTube, but I can promise you, we are one of the only resources that leverages Blender for 3D printing. Pair that with our hands-on workshop that is designed to keep you accountable and get you comfortable in as little as 4 weeks. We're going to teach you 3D print design basics faster than any other resource that you can find out there. So if you're someone who has never opened a 3D software, but you have an idea for an epic product, wouldn't it be worth taking just 4 weeks to learn a skill that gets you closer to that dream? Or if you're someone who has experience in 3D print design and want to add Blender to your 3D print tool belt so that you can design more organic designs, wouldn't it be worth the investment? But maybe you're someone who's tried to learn 3D software in the past and quickly became overwhelmed. This workshop will guide you through the process in such a way that your overwhelm turns into a positive learning experience. As you saw earlier in the seminar, we have helped powerhouses in the industry get started with Blender for 3D printing. We have also helped people who have never 3D designed anything in their life get comfortable enough to focus in and start a whole 3D printing brands and services. Today, I want to offer you an opportunity to join our 4-week beginner workshop and get you a seat so you can really start learning a skill that is going to change your life. So in this workshop offer, you're going to get access to our Beginner 100 course, which teaches you the basic user interface of Blender and really gets you comfortable with it. Our Beginner 101 series, which really lets you dive into the PTT Blender hack file and how to use it. The Beginner 102 series, which introduces you to product design for home decor and wearables. The Beginner 103 series that dives a little deeper into complex design techniques and introduces you to toy design and product slicing. And then our Beginner 104 series is what wraps up the workshop by introducing the basics of 3D sculpting for 3D print design, as well as introduces practical design workflow for designing accessories for real-world objects, like your cell phone. You'll also get access to an exclusive 4-week workshop Discord where students will be able to interact and share their progress with other workshop students. And because this workshop is a group effort, you get access to weekly online instructional meetups with your instructor, me, for accountability and assignment evaluations. Every workshop student also gets a guaranteed 1 hour of one-on-one time with me to help you get through any hurdles you might have. And because we truly believe in your growth after the workshop, each workshop student gets their first year to our online membership completely free. So you'll get access to additional course material long after the workshop ends. To top it off, we offer a 14-day money-back guarantee. That means if you get halfway through the workshop and you don't think this is for you or there's no way you've learned anything new, we will happily give you your money back. Our workshop offer has an incredible value of $1,385, which is a fraction of the cost of a semester at school, where they charge you anywhere between $20,000 to $53,000 for 1 year. If all this did was get you comfortable designing your dream product, this workshop would be a dream come true, right? Or if all this did was get you up to speed in 4 weeks instead of 12 months, surely you'd see the value. Thankfully, because we understand that price is just as important as value, we sell our workshop seats for $750. That's over 45% off the value of what the workshop is really worth. However, because you stayed to the end of this seminar, we want to offer you a seat in our workshop for $375. That's a little over 74% off the value of this life-changing workshop. And don't forget, we offer a 14-day money-back guarantee. That means if you get halfway through the workshop and you truly believe that you won't gain the skills promised, that you wasted your time or just did not get any value that you were expecting, you're able to get all of your money back. You really have nothing to lose. So our enrollment for the upcoming month closes really soon, and your access to this discount is going to disappear the moment our seats are filled. We only do these workshops a few months out of the year, so I would highly recommend claiming your seat as soon as possible. After this workshop, we truly believe that you'll be able to start designing your own ideas, creating those products that you've had in your head for ages, building a business that can change the world in a way that only you can do it. This workshop will set you up to enter into a rapid growing market of innovation and personal fabrication. Now is the time to get started so that you're not left behind the more the 3D printing industry grows. If you're ready to really start and lock in your seat, use the discount code on the screen to get your seat in the workshop for only $375. If you're in, go ahead and click the button below and save your seat now. Thanks again for joining us for the seminar. I hope you learned a ton about our 3 Blender secrets for 3D printing. Secret 1, the power of modifiers. Secret 2, the power of add-ons like the 3D print toolbox and the Bull tool. Secret number 3, our exclusive hack file for 3D printing. I also hope that you learned a little bit more about what we do here at ptt.live. And again, this is a limited time offer. Your access to the seminar ends in 48 hours from when you signed up. If you have any questions at all, feel free to add them to the discussions page in the top right corner, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you again for your time and your interest in becoming a 3D print designer. The industry needs more designers, and we're here to help you along the way. Seeing what other people create is really one of the biggest pleasures about being in the 3D print makerspace. Keep creating. Hey. So thanks for watching, everybody. Again, if you have any questions, let me know in the chat, or if you're on our platform, you can go up in the top right and go to the discussions, or you can even email me. I don't care, but we're going to open it up for maybe, let's look like we got about 10 more minutes to keep you guys within the hour. So let me know, Javier, or anyone else out there watching, if you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, dreams, ambitions, anything like that. And yeah, so I know we've got about a 15-second delay here, so I'll just take some water and then let me know if you got any questions. So not seeing anything yet. So it looks like Javier says that he sells his designs on My Mini Factory. That's great. I thought about that too, but I think they said they have, it's like you got to pay them $25 a month or something like that. So I was hesitant. So I just made a website and then maybe we'll do some My Mini Factory later. All right, I realize I'm using 10% of the add-on. All right, so Javier said he's only been using 10%. Yeah, dude, you got to bust out those add-ons and get on it. So hopefully the hack file will help you if you need. I'll put it in the next little module there, or if you're watching on YouTube, there's a link in the description. So you can download that right now and start going. And yeah, but really the July workshop we'll have until 48 hours to get into the upcoming workshop. So if you're interested, come on in. Javier, we're also going to be doing a lot of future design courses. I know you're already kind of a semi or professional designer, so this may be a little basic for you, but if you want to join us, you are more than welcome to. I know that you're already pretty talented already. Yes, web pages, I highly recommend. It definitely is a job, and you have to kind of stay on it. So what I've been thinking and doing is putting files on My Mini Factory, Thingiverse, and all these other sites, and then trying to drive traffic to our website, and it's kind of using them as more of like advertising, and then kind of sending them to your premium files. And you've got a lot of premium files there, Javier, so maybe just put some of them on My Mini Factory or all of them, and then maybe they can come to your website to get some extras or some premium ones. Yeah, I'm excited to see what you create with Blender. Have you tried sculpting or doing anything like that? Or are you mainly just doing hard surface? I'm assuming that you build the little joints in your designs in Fusion, and then I'm curious to know also what you use Blender for right now. Like kind of what part of your workflow do you dive into Blender? So we've got about 4 more minutes here. I think it's just me and you, Javier, today. But anyone who's watching this in the future, feel free to send any questions, and we'll hit you back ASAP and let you know, what's up. Joints infusion, then sculpting. Okay, so you do sculpting. I just said do. You do sculpting. Okay, good. Yes. So we're going to have some sculpting class. I think the next class we're going to be building out this week and throughout this month is the Blender tools and modifiers. So I'm going to go over every single tool in Blender and every single modifier and how it pertains to 3D printing. So I think that's going to be a pretty mind-blowing experience, and then also making some products. So that's my goal this month, is to make some products and sell some products and sell some designs, and then help all of our workshop students do the same, because I want to try and get all of y'all, like we were talking about, or I saw you and Amber mentioning that you're not full-time yet, but if you're interested, I think you're definitely talented enough. So it's just finding those files, or that something that you could produce. I'm thinking about even doing where you sell some of your files, but then if someone buys your files, then you can outsource it to like Shapeways or Materialize or one of the, or 3D Hubs or something, and kind of that way you don't have to do the manual process of printing out hundreds and hundreds of parts for people. So that may be something you can do, Javier, too. I know you said you didn't have time to print out things for people, thousands of little parts, but we're all just figuring it out. So I'm going to figure it out and let all y'all know, and maybe we can all be full-time 3D print artists, all across the globe. Let's see, what do you say? And then some hours dealing with mesh issues. Yes. So hopefully the 3D print toolbox will help you also, Javier, with the mesh issues. I used to use like Mesh Mixer and stuff all the time, but now I don't really use anything except for Blender to fix the geometry. So it is possible. It just takes some time to learn and get used to the tool. But yeah, we're about at an hour, so I'm going to go ahead and close it up here. Thank you, everyone who's watching in the future, and Javier for hanging out this whole time, the whole hour. And yeah, thank you for watching. And like I said, if you're not following him on Instagram, go ahead. It's McGuybeer. And so let's see if I can. Well, I don't know how to spell it, but go ahead and post that in the chat, Javier, your Instagram handle, so people can make sure to follow. He's got some really cool designs, and I think he just got like designer of the month a few weeks ago for my mini factory. So definitely one to follow and check out. But yeah, thanks everyone for your time, and I will see y'all next week. We'll have hopefully some podcasts coming up, and some more classes and our workshop. So got a lot of stuff going on here. But yeah, just stay tuned. All right, well, keep on creating, and I'll see y'all next week. All right, peace.